everybody, I'm Beebs Kelley. Welcome back to another fashion edition. Let's take a look at the VMA's red carpet. First off, we have Sabrina Carpenter in an archival bob Mackie and De Beers dress. This is beautiful. I absolutely love it, but this silvery color is almost washing her out a little bit. I don't think it agrees with her coloring well enough, but the fit of it is magnificent and she looks fabulous. Fabulous. Taylor Swift in Christian Dior tartan sort of dress. I quite like the direction this was going, and it's quite costumey, and the VMAs, you can get away with costumey stuff. It's fine. She looks great in it. She's really styled it well to make it work, but a lot of people absolutely hated it. It is quite heavy looking. It's a little bulky, but she can get away with it. She's really tall, so it works okay for her. Tyla in Area should not be wearing this. This looks much more like a performance piece. My biggest complaint is that we have lime green panties underneath the yellow strings. 'Tis not a dress. Megan Thee Stallion is wearing something that makes her look like she's like some sort of a bouquet. And that's okay, but I don't particularly love it. It's an interesting fashion moment. It's very editorial. This belongs in a magazine. I don't think it works well for an awards show. How could she sit down? How could she walk? Camila Cabello is going for a chic, goth-inspired outfit here. I think it's pretty, very costumey, but at least it fits her nicely and has a good, strong theme. Alessandra Ambrosio is wearing something that looks like cheap club wear. I guess for the VMAs, that's okay. It looks great on her. She looks great. I'm not saying she doesn't. It's just like, what is that? Is it from Temu? I don't know. I hope not. Lil Nas X is in complete costume wear. Is it supposed to be Power Rangers? I don't know. I never watched it. Katy Perry's dress is a no for me. It is a two-piece. It's showing off her great toned figure, but that is as far as the positives go. There is nothing about this that looks pretty or fabulous. I'm not loving it. It looks ill-fitting. It looks messy. It looks like it needs to be hiked up a lot everywhere. It's just not a good option. I don't like it. Tate McRae is doing the sheer dress and underwear. Like, you're not wearing a dress at this point. This is not a dress at all. What is the point? Don't do it. Tinashe and Rick Owens, not loving what it's doing to her bust. She's got east-west. They look like they're being pulled apart. It's not flattering. This does not look flattering. It looks uncomfortable to wear as well. Addison Rae is, again, not wearing a real outfit. This is just underwear with a tutu skirt, and what is happening to the boobs? This is tragic. This is gross. This shouldn't be happening. This is not a flattering look for the bust line. Not even a little bit. This is horrendous in every way. It is worst dressed, absolutely ugly. Actually, most of this is probably going to be worst dressed. The VMAs are terrible for fashion. Margaret Qualley in Chanel. It's all right. It's going for that sort of flapper vibes. I think it's just okay. I'm not loving it, but it could have been worse. Jack Antonoff wearing an oversized shirt and oversized trousers. It's oversized, what can I say? Suki Waterhouse looks like she's being eaten alive by some sort of black furry caterpillar. Not loving it at all. Nikki Rothschild probably has one of the most normal dresses of the evening, and it looks fine. It's fine. Glorilla looks like something very painful is happening to the bust line here. I am not a fan of it. Overall, this looks really messy, but she is really going for a certain vibe, at least. A for effort on the theme of your outfit, I guess. Paris Hilton looks fine. It does look like her cat got hold of it and scratched it to bits. I think this could have been done more intentionally to have the deconstructed look, but she can really pull off this silver metallic stuff. It looks nice on her skin tone, and she looks pretty overall, and I like how monochrome it is. It just looks a little messy. Ira Star, I'd say it's just okay. It still looks a little messy, a little ill-fitting around the bust, and a little bulky around the hip area here. The skirt looks a little heavy and bulky. I'm not loving it. We have a whole bunch of these just basically sheer dresses that shouldn't count as a real dress at all because they're not. Mary Colby looks like she's channeling, what is this, like early 2000s Britney Spears style outfit here. I guess that's sort of on trend. It's all right for the VMAs, you know? It's okay. I feel like everybody went for as extreme as they could possibly find. Now, Sierra Gates's dress is at least interesting and kind of fun. It's obviously created from Levi's jeans, and that can be kind of fun. It reminds me of Project Runway challenges where you had to like make something out of other things and scraps and whatnot. I don't personally like love it, but it's at least kind of fun and interesting and something different from what everybody else was wearing here. Rashida's, I think, is quite interesting. It's giving oversized blazer reconstructed into a dress vibes, and I like it. I don't like the boots that she paired it with. They're chopping up her legs too much. She should have just gone for a simple strappy heel or something like that, like a sandal heel. That would have been a lot nicer. Bambi looks like she's wearing a bikini with a shower loofah train. I don't get the point of that. That's not a dress. Don't you want to wear like a fun dress that's really beautiful, maybe something that has some quirky elements to it because of the VMAs, but like something fun, something pretty, something real clothes. I don't know. I would take the opportunity. Angela Simmons in a red latex dress. Impressive finish for it being latex. They are impossible to get nice finishes and get on and off. Really, really hard to wear. I think this is pretty nice, you know? As red latex goes, it's pretty good. Jordan Childs is wearing off-white here, and I am not loving it. The drape down the front is completely interrupting the seam, the hem of the dress underneath. Why is there this bulky piece of fabric hanging down in the front? It's just not flattering at all. It's making her belly area look bulky. That's not fair. I would have liked it much better if it just had that bordered hemline throughout the front. It would have been much, much better. She would have benefited from a smoothing layer underneath as well. Teddy Swims, very over the top. My goodness. Monica Scott Young, this orange furry coat is clashing with the gold pinstriped trousers and the green handbag. All in all, it doesn't work. This pink dress looks very amateur, very prom, kind of wrinkly, looks poorly made. That's unfortunate. Jessie Murph went for a whole entire vibe. It's very 60s. Give her credit for going with a theme and really pulling out all the stops. I think it works in lots of ways. Would have liked it to be just a tad bit longer. Amelia de Moldenberg looks quite nice. The asymmetry of this dress is flattering to her figure, but I hate what it's doing to her bust. It's erasing one of her boobs entirely. That's not fair to anybody. Halle Bailey's had a great start, but then it's got all these slashes that are a little haphazard. Again, the asymmetry along the bust line isn't the most flattering, and then messy, messy, messy on the hemline at the bottom. I guess you have to, that must have been the dress code for the VMAs. Mess, please. No, thank you. Halsey went for a sort of animal print look. It's a little aggressive. I'm not loving the glittered sort of sections. Appliques all throughout is just making the whole thing look really, really messy, and that's unfortunate because otherwise it would have just been a patterned column dress and she would have gotten away with it more. Not with this on it, no. Anita looks like she's wearing a sort of corpse bride inspired look. There is nothing I despise more than nylons or pantyhose with open-toed shoes. Don't do it. Laura Whitmore's dress is having far too much texture. It's all competing. It needed to have better balance, but the blue is very pretty. Cyndi Lauper went for a black and white asymmetric, very interesting pantsuit. I think it's just fine for her. French Montana looks really quite nice. This suit jacket might not be everybody's cup of tea. It still looks a little messy, but it's better than some of these. Better than some. Dora Jar brought her umbrella. Naomi Scott's dress itself looks cheaply made. The fabrics of it and whatnot just look cheap and poorly made. What else can I say? I do not like the poofy cuffs at all. It had potential, but it just didn't work. Sasha Colby's hairpiece is way too big, I feel. And I'm not loving the fishnet fabric. And we have the sheer situation with the panties underneath. No, thank you. Moving on. Carter Gregory looks fine, I guess. In comparison, Dana Paola has one of the best looks of the night for ladies. I like the opera coat, except it looks very, very messy, like she ran through a freshly paved road or something. Hugo Gloss has these black strings hanging down out of his suit coat. It doesn't look right. They should have been tucked under the lapel if he wanted to do that. It just doesn't work this way. And the pants have a lot of wrinkles and look to be a more satiny fabric. It doesn't go with the suit jacket or the undershirt. None of that works together. Coco Jones is wearing a very deconstructed looking silver dress. It's probably the least messy of the messy dresses. Muni Long has far too much going on. Everything going on with this lacy dress, the poofy top of the skirt, the fishnet skirt, the lace-up boots, the garter. She did not need to pile on 50,000 necklaces. Summer Walker looks like she is dressing up to be some type of walker, not a flattering choice for an awards ceremony. Lola Brooke, I'm just going to say this is one of the messiest outfits ever. Of course, it just looks like pink spider webs everywhere. I hate it. But also, her makeup doesn't look quite right here. It almost looks like they used too light of a foundation on her face or something. I don't know. Something about the makeup is off here. Chris Olsen looks like he's just wearing your average top and trousers that are too tight. I don't like it. It's throwing his proportions off. Carol G went for a really tacky flame-inspired dress. The fit of it is fine. The design is tacky. Grace Mary Williams looks fine. It's fine. It's fine. Rachel Smith's dress is really interesting. It's got these asymmetric ruffles, almost peplum inspired here and there. It looks to fit her nicely. It has some interesting design elements. It's not insane, okay? There's an improvement, at least. Nessa looks quite nice. As you can see, she's implementing the strategy of using diagonal lines and draping to help balance out her figure and create a nice elongating, slenderizing silhouette. Very, very good approach. Looks lovely. That is all I can take from the VMAs. It is tragic. I do not like doing VMA fashion editions because they are all so tacky and terrible, and this year, messy. What was your least favorite? What was your most favorite? Leave it in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me for today's fashion edition. I hope you enjoyed it and thought it was at least somewhat fun and interesting to watch. I will see you next time. Have a happy day, everybody. Bye.